My name is Beth McGill, and you are watching LOD and T. I don't know exactly what's happening here, but I'm kind of enjoying it, so I'm going to go with it. I received a question about breath the other day from a student, and it's interesting because in LOD we don't identify specifically breath support because of its heritage from LOD notation, and with the focus on the actions, it leaves a lot more flexibility with qualities, and it does have a dynamic system, but it doesn't have something specifically identified as breath. And then I started thinking through it, and I started realizing, well, my breath can have so many different qualities that saying breath in and of itself doesn't give me a whole lot of information, because I could catch my breath like, or I could flow my breath outward. So, and all of the in between. So really, when we're talking about breath, I think what dancers are often referring to when they use breath in a general sense is the idea that there's a natural ebb and flow to the movement. And when there's natural ebb and flow, we in Language of Dance do use the free flow symbol set. So I might want to use my free flow symbol set. And however, I might also decide that I really want the focus on the inhale or the exhale. And Charlotte Weil and her book Moving About is great, and it identifies the lungs, the movement of the lungs. And this now blends into Laban movement analysis, where you could identify the movement of the lungs moving toward and away. And here we could put our lungs with a little X in boxes. So we put our chest symbol and then we add a little X. And so we can do that, potentially growing the lungs and shrinking the lungs. If we wanted to map actual inhales, which would be the movement toward, growing, or exhales, the movement away or shrinking. If we wanted to map that to certain actions, we could. But like I said before, often what we're really hoping for is a sense of release and a sense of ease in our dancers' movement. When we say, use your breath, we're looking for them to access the viscera inside the torso. And so I was thinking through that, and I was thinking, well, if I free my flow, that gets me there. What else gets me there? Sometimes the dynamics for gravity could really help, where I'm thinking specifically about how I'm sinking in weightedness into gravity, or I'm rising above gravity, which naturally puts me in a state of inhalation. When I'm uplifted, I naturally focus on my inhale, and if I'm weighted, I naturally focus on my exhale. So there's some kinship there that might be useful. So I might want to put my dynamic for uplift or my dynamic for weighted in my dance. That could be useful. But because we in motif notation are looking at the primary movement actions, we're really trying to look at actions first, and then we add dynamics and body parts and details. So there are a couple ways to do it. And then another way that I've done it, and again, I'm not a Laban movement analyst, certified Laban movement analyst, but the circles I run in, we all speak that language. We all talk about these terms together because we believe in using the terminology as best as we can in as many of the appropriate situations as possible. So there is the connectivity pattern of breath. Something about my chalk is really not making me happy today. It's like something got on my chalkboard. I wonder if having a toddler has anything to do with it. So this is the symbol. Oh, that is just shameful. Shameful. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I put that up. Let's try it on this smooth part. All right, let's try it here. This is at least a little bit better. So this is the symbol for breath. Breath as a connectivity pattern. And this is from the work of Patterns for Total Body Connectivity, Peggy Hackney's work. Worked extensively with Irmgard Barteniev and all of the somatic inner workings. So when we want to use breath, we can put this in an LOD score or in a motif score. And the way we do that is we use an addition bracket. So I can use, like I would any other dynamic symbol, I can use an addition bracket, but then I need to probably put some sort of actions there. So maybe I'm supporting my breath as I'm using my breath as I'm extending and something like that. So that's at least something to think through, and let me know if you find it interesting. And certainly if you have come up with a solution that you think is great, I'm totally open to it. Again, language is flexible and fluid, and we try things out and we see if it communicates what we want to communicate to our readers and to our recipients. So this is Beth McGill, LOD&T, my little fox mug. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.